think Bittu would have joined. He's asking me to help admit Prakash. Okay. So let me restart again. Somebody is not on mute, please. Somebody please go on mute. Okay. Let me come back to summarizing what we did. A lot of us asked Prakash. I think there is a voice from your. Yeah, much better. Okay. So, okay, let me summarize, right? I think people are asking questions on how, what, and can you quickly summarize, sir? I will. Let me just do this. Now I can't do much with this, but I will tell you. This is where you see blue. Remember this: blue, red, green, and yellow. These are the four lines you need to watch. Okay, in a nutshell, above the red lines it is free zone, below the green lines it is free zone, which is simple. Free zone means there's no more, it can go any further lower, it can go any further higher. So as long as it keeps going, you keep riding the trend. Right now, how do you identify the trend? This is the trend line, which is the yellow line, the T line. In simple four sentences: blue line is the pivot, red lines are the resistance, green line are the support, and this is the trend line. Now, trend line, you need to check the previous two trend lines, and if this is above the previous two trend lines, it is bullish. If this is below the previous two trend lines, you look for bearish opportunities. Very simple. There's a very important thing that he mentions in the video, and I think that's extremely important. If it gaps up and opens here, right, and goes higher, this gap up has caused yesterday's all resistance zones to be out. Now this is a very very strong trend indicator. Like somebody asked me, sir, narrow pivot, longer pivot. I don't see narrow longer pivot if the gaps are higher than the previous day, like as in if it goes above the R and C line, or if it goes below the S and C line here, right? Somebody is okay. So if it goes above and below, then it is there. This is one more variation that I still am waiting to check for the last few weeks that I've been having a look at. Nothing that I got as very intense, but this is something that you guys also can keep a tab on. Quick summary again: blue, red, green, yellow. Above pivot is basically bullish that the world knows, so don't get into that complication. Above red, below green is very, very strong trend. This trend line indicates whether you have to buy or sell. In this, you short a CE. If you take reverse of this, you long a PE because it is above this. And this is now above this line. Tomorrow you might see different levels, which is why an intraday is very, very important. And don't look at BTST through these and stuff. But you can have a look at it by 315, and you can have a check. So far, are we clear of the levels? Yes, Samir, this is D pivot. Yes. Are we clear? Give me a quick yes, no. Okay. Ashish says no. Ashish, what part do you want a little develops
So
during
when to
the day?
go long, when to go long,
Okay.
when it is for both R and C for call, and if it is below more both green lines S and C, then
Don't look at this as call or put, sir. I got your point. Let me go back. Now this is a call chart. You go long on call above R and C. You go short on call below C and S, or below S basically. All supports have been broken. All resistance have been broken here. That is what this indicates. Right now, it can be on CE chart, it can be on PE chart, it can be on futures, it can be intraday cash, it can be anything. You can plot it on anything, right? The key point is, if you are going long on this chart, I don't care what this chart is this cash, is this options, is this futures, whatever, right? Don't go by this CEPE, go by this as an instrument. This is just an instrument. In an instrument, has all resistance been cleared, or all supports have been taken out? That's all you look at it. That's an easier way to look at. Yesterday was a trap day. Yes. Yesterday just
Yeah, I wish.
hi
I wish.
hi.
I have one query.
Yeah.
We have to just follow the yellow lines, right? If the prices are above the yellow line, it means it is uptrend. The price are below yellow line, it means it is a downtrend, right?
That is a another way to look at it. The part is yellow line is my trend identification. For me, yellow line tells me should I look for, okay, I think this has created something. Let me do this. Infi futures 1 minute 0.15. Okay. Now take a look at this. Let's take trend line, trend line, and here there was a trend line and there is a trend line here, right? Now this trend line should have been above this for me to consider that Infi has turned bullish. It will prevent you from use the T line for identification of the direction of the asset. Okay, simple. Now your entry and execution will be, see, this was a trap. This was actually not a trap. You should have sold this below this level, right? This is the problem. There's one problem with define edge charts. Sometimes this doesn't get loaded. You need to go out. You can't do this yet, right, to get it. So sometimes that will be there, but remember R and S. This was C line that is broken out, but remember S. Okay, if it goes above R or below S, then you long or short. If it goes above R intraday, then you long, like you long Infi futures intraday. If it goes below S, you short Infi futures for intraday positions. And this trend T line is telling me it's better I stay on the short side. So I will now wait for it to break the S line for an entry. And I will see if the column is too long, then I will wait for a follow through. The price action logic remains the same. T line helps in identifying whether that particular instrument is been in an uptrend or a downtrend or a sideways trend. It's like Raju sir giving nifty direction in market. Yes, exactly, Jaimin. That's the key thing, right? But here you, there you did not know when to enter, when to exit. It told you the direction, but in deep pivot we went one level ahead, and we got to know which is where. This is why I switched to deep pivot. Means yellow line is above previous day level, then it's a bullish. Previous 2 days, Samir. It should take 2 days. Same funda as Raju's. It should be two yellow lines. In this case, see this. Okay, this is the last one. Consider these as yellow lines, just imaginary yellow lines. This is considering a sideways trend, right? Because it's not above the previous 2 days. Above this, if the yellow line was somewhere here, it would have been a bullish, considered as a bullish day. But this has come in between. Now the historical trend has been a downwards trend. You can consider that as a sideways to downward. So when will you enter? You will enter below the S line for this particular shorting. Otherwise, intraday it will keep moving up and down, and it has happened to me. It will eat your patience down, and you'll exit, and then you'll eventually see it moving in your direction, and then you'll be like, this is not working. But yeah, that experiment for me, it has happened multiple times. Then later on I realized, I watched the video at least 5 6 times, then I realized just go easier, go below this. Now the question came, how can I identify which are below this, which are above this, right? I can't keep a check on all uh, instruments. Okay, let me take one last
I'm sorry, Wish. One more question.
yeah, please.
But, as soon as it blocks the S line or R line, we have to enter or we have to wait for some pattern or something to be emerged.
You, it depends. I will wait for column. I will wait for my position sizing for my stop loss. If it's come like this from here and if it's broken, there's no chance I'm keeping double top buy, because it's asking me to buy somewhere at 1820 and I can't keep 1862 or 1865 as stop loss. 40 points for intraday stop loss is way too much, right? I will wait for a follow through and I'll keep the next double top buy, or I'll keep above C line as stop loss. So it is about your execution. This is more on the entry. You need to know. The problem that I heard from a lot of people are they don't know where to enter. Here you go. Below this is where you enter short positions, above this is where you enter long positions. How do you identify if the market is bullish or bearish? Using T line. That is what I'm trying to address. Everything else, your price action trading takes care of your entry, exit, position sizing, and everything else. But identifying the trend and where to enter, either a short or a long position. Okay. Yes, Vijay.
No, sorry, continue. Please continue.
I thought you raised your hand.
So,
Somebody.
may
Yes,
I
please.
ask one quick question? So,
Yes, yes, please.
to summarize, on a bearish day, one should short below S line with
Yeah,
possible stop loss as C line, and similarly, on a bullish day, one should long above S line with a possible stop loss on C line.
that is ideal. Your
Okay,
stop loss will not be very big.
sure.
So
Affordable
if
stop loss.
yes, it is going to be affordable. And what happens is if it breaks above again the R line, you re-enter.
All right.
If you're very convinced, you re-enter,
Okay,
right?
got it.
There's no problem. Don't let it drag. Don't let it fall and then become a bigger hole in the pocket. Like, to be very honest, I'm on this trade. I'm on the short trade from yesterday on Infi, not on futures, on spreads,
Right.
right? I'm short, but the last leg of this killed me. It's
Um,
eaten into all my profits. But have I exited? I have not exited. I have no need to exit,
right.
right? Because the T line is very clearly bearish. T line is not telling me bullish. I am not, Infi hasn't turned bullish, so there's no need. These intraday volatility, I don't need to consider anymore,
Right.
right?
Thank you.
The,
Thank you so much.
this is something somebody has said. SBI card, SBI card, 1 minute point 15. Yes, bingo. This is a very, very good example. I don't know who posted it. Thank you. Vinayak, very good example. Thank you. Right now, this has come here. Intraday, it broke above it, but it did not take anywhere. But see, the next day doesn't mean this is a bullish candidate next day, right? The range for the previous day expanded, but this is one problem with Define Edge. I don't know. I think multiple people have mentioned this in the past. You can't see the R line here, right? But it needs to go above this. The next day, it is a watch list for you. Look at your T line. T line, T line, T line. The previous two T lines has now changed. Does that mean it is bullish? Yes, it is bullish. Does that mean we can enter? No. You wait for C line and the R line to get taken out. Fair enough. First Feb 2025. Okay. Where is first Feb? This is 10th. First Feb. Ah, here. It broke, it came and it gave a follow through and see the run. You got a nice, if it's a double top buy, what's the double top buy here? 805. And let me just add an intraday line. Where is my intraday lines? This ended here somewhere, right? It ended at 857. It never gave you a sell. Double top buy was 800, 805. It ended at 857. Above this is a clear zone, guys. Above this is where there is momentum. Is is what this indicates, right? It's a free zone. It can go how much ever. There is no end to it, but you can keep. Here I would have done 805. My stop loss will be 784, right? That is 16, 20 points. Now, depending on that, how whether is it affordable or not, you take a call. Some people I know will take on column reversal here, right? On reversal to keep their stop loss lower, so that even if it reverses and comes, they lose 120 points kind, right? So there are different variations, your experience, your this thing, but the funda C and S short, R and C long. Okay. Okay, I think there are some examples here that Rishabh and Jaimin have posted. You can go have a look at that. So that is those will be good examples, I'm sure. Okay, anything else on this? You want me to quickly re-summarize, or you guys have got the concept? So okay, very good. That was where the next I was coming to, right? You can go to R zone. You can come to momentum scanner, intraday momentum trading scanner. You come to futures or FNO or whatever, and you come to point and figure, and you bullish, bearish, and both. Can you see this pivot? Bearish all clear means this indicates this indicates that it is above, no, it is below S and C, below S basically. You will somewhere you will see bullish as well. Bullish means is above R. It is in free zone. Basically, bearish free zone, bullish free zone. Simple English. There are a lot of other elements that you can have a look at to create some elements to this. Previous day high, previous day low. It is below what gap? It gapped up positive, but it ended up going all negative. This is intraday brick zone. This is volar volatility adjusted returns. So you can try and see what all you can use with it. What is the OI change? Percentage day from day high, from day low. You can try and keep this as stop loss, or you can play around with this. But I'm saying this is the key thing. In intraday, if you want to see, you want this is where you can see it. Okay, this is a scanner. We need not select any strategy one or two. If you want, you can select. It will add them also into your criteria. But if you just put it as open, or there are people that I'm now talking to, they have their own set of groups, right? They don't want to trade everything possible. So they'll put that. You can put anything and have a look at. Play around with it, guys. This is the scanner. But the drawback of Rzone is you'll have to manually do this every 30 minutes, 1 hour, or however you want to do it. Shashank, I think that answers your question, right? How to identify such candidates during real-time market hours. You run the scanner. You run Vinayak. Yes, please tell me. I'll repeat again. Momentum scanner, intraday momentum scanner. If you're looking for a bullish trade, select only bullish and then click on scan. If whatever pivot is all clear, it will come here. If you're looking for bearish, if you consider that trend, you've identified trend as a bearish day, and you want to take trades only on bearish side of things, you can come here. What is IVOLAR here? IBZ stands for intraday brick zone. What is IVOLAR? It is intraday volatility adjusted return. That is, if you go back and see momentum scanners video, doctor, you will be able to understand what IVOLAR is, and how to sort using IVOLAR, and how to do this. Uh, Yesterday you had sent auto trade engine testing on options. Can you share which scanner you use? Ganesh, that's my custom scanner, sir. That is my custom scanner, where I'm building one scanner for everything kind of a situation. That is my personal. Is there any relation between PB and R? If this is PBR is narrow, then clear buy or clear sell probability more. Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Jaimin, I have not ventured into that. I know a lot of people who say that narrow CPR or narrow CPR is basically that range, the pivot range. Here it's PB and R. Those range means it's a previous day has been a sideways and it's expected to move today. But there are theories preparing for CMT. I think one of the chapters it did mention that that has no correlation. So I genuinely don't believe in it, but I've seen it happen as well. Market is crazy and it does its own things. So there might be relation, but I don't think there is any relation. But it is your call as to how you want to adapt to it, right? If you are an aggressive trader, then if your T line is giving you a buy today and you want to buy at something, then you can have a look at entering where you want to enter. Okay, this is all I had. It gives you, please test it before you use it. It gives you very very clean mindset. It will take away at least 60% of the trades you are taking. It has now taken away most of my trades, and whatever spreads I'm deploying, I'm able to deploy in more peace, if there is some word like that. Okay, Vijay, I think you've raised your hand again. Anything?
Yeah, Vish, I want to tell you one thing. See, now the bearish trend is going on, right?
Yeah,
So we are finding a lots of bearish opportunity.
yeah.
That is too much actually to trade. So is there any other way where we can filter and we can choose a good candidate only?
Choose iVolar. Sort by iVolar. You go back. I think this is a very very interesting and important question. You can do this, right? You just saw the scanner and you said in bullish nothing popped up. In bearish there are so many things that popped up, right? That's what you're asking, right, Vijay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like in bullish there were zero, in bearish there are 100 plus that have popped up in the 228 futures that are there,
yeah,
right?
sir.
Now how do you pick this? Godrej Properties. It has the best iVolar. Let's just have a quick look at it. This looks a good entry, a double bottom sell. Your stop loss is going to be small. It is intraday adjusted volatility, adjusted returns, right? Please go back and have a look at it. The momentum scanners, the three videos that Prashant has created, it will tell you a little more details on what iVolar is, or please use, or if you already know, then it's good, right? You can also sync that with intraday brick zone, and you can make a clear of it. Now, iVolar, if you want to really do it, you can export it. Bearish all clear. This is my first. This is the best iVolar, and this is where all clear position is there. You go to NCC, right? But this 1 minute 0.15. So if I can't add D pivot here. I'll need to open another thing to it. But yeah, these are ways that you can use. What? Okay, Rajinder Singh. In scanner FP, you take 15-minute time frame. Scanner FP. What is FP? Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Yes,
In point and figure scanner.
Vishwa bhai.
Yeah.
Sir, this you have done manually. Can you substitute something for continuous scanner as such for this particular scanner?
I've asked for this. If you've seen my message recently on the Define Edge feedback, I've asked
Oh,
for this to be added on the intraday action watch, so
okay,
that
okay.
you log into TradePoint and you put that intraday action watch and you select previous this thing, or bullish all clear zone and bearish all clear zone. So that might help. I'll have a chat with them separately, but I think that will most certainly help a lot of us. Yes, I think Ajit has explained. We can also add our preferred patterns, which will reduce a lot, and then sort based on IVOLAR. 100% right, 1000% right. That gives you more conviction. Sir, bearish all clear is in a particular time frame in PNF, or is it based on candlesticks? It is. You can do it on candlesticks as well. You can do it on point and figure as well. Let me show you that. It's a good question. A lot of people are doing candlesticks. You come to 5 minutes and you add the pivot. See, this was a proper sideways move, and it broke out here, and you could have entered maybe above this. On this was yesterday straight. You could have closed above this high. What was the high here? It was 848.6. Any close above 848.6 could have been an entry. So this, see again, it came till R and then it ended the day. It opened gapped up, but the gap up did not intend to tell you. A lot of people will tell you that after gap up it collapsed, right? After gap up, this has created a zone for you till 843, 844. Your trade does not get bullish, and then if you want to add another layer, the high above, close above this or close above this, you can play around with anything you want, right? But you will this will prevent you from gap up, push up, and then fall. Yesterday's zone was 819, today's zone became 844, right? All clear zone. So it calculated the difference and it has given you a zone. So these are some things that you can have a look at, right? You can have a look at Nifty 50 also. The just watch this, guys. It gives you a very, I don't know where this went. Yeah. So it gives you a very different perspective as to where you can be. You know, if you had shorted a strangle of 23,400, and I can't even see the S line here. Okay, maybe 22 625. You'd have got a decent intraday strangle return also, right? There's nothing that would have happened. It would have just decayed, died. You don't have to worry about up and down move at all, right? Another way that I am exploring, I did not want to really talk about this, but strangles on this length. I want to backtest this. Just wake up every morning, 9:20, see these levels, and deploy a strangle. Till one of these levels break, don't exit the strangle. Right? Tomorrow, now SEBI is giving you giving us retailers more power using algo. Here somewhere I would have exited, but I would have exited uh, the call short leg, or the put short leg. Whichever side it has broken, I would have exited one of the short legs, and then it would have triggered a move against me, and it would have hit my stop loss. That's part of the game. But there are days that it will not go past at all. If you check RNS, it will not. Very rarely it will go below. But here it was literally dying near the lower one, right? So here it was a clear downward trend. Just keep a watch on T, right? The trend line. It is giving you here. It gave sideways to bearish, and then it continued. The trend is also continuing to bearish now, right? There is another way that you can have a look at. Okay, time frame candlesticks. I saw, sir, India Mart came in scanner bearish all clear, but trend line shows bullish trend. Ignore it, sir. Just you have to do your manual check. Sometimes scanners don't come. Have you tried using momentum option scanner? Yes, I have. I most certainly have. That is there. Can we see it on a straddle chart too? Of course, you can see it on a straddle chart too. I think why not? That's a good question. Let's have a quick look. My system is stuck, or I don't know what is stuck. This works. This is not working. Okay. So slow that it took 1 year. Mm. Tu- 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 tu. Point and figure, straddle, nifty. Why 22,950? What price should we take? We'll take 22,300 just for math purpose, right? Uh, what should we take? 0.5 because we are looking at 20th Feb. Give me 1 minute and give me. Yes, here you go. But this straddle's nature is going down, right? Straddle will keep breaking the S's. As long as it's breaking the S's, you can keep it. But for straddles, I prefer Camarilla because the levels are pre-calculated and in a very objective, very specific method way of calculation. The pivot is a dynamic pivot where it keeps, as long as it keeps going below this. But a C line from here, 470 is not a bad stop loss for this thing. But when it comes here, when you're entering somewhere around 400, 635 a stop loss is madness, right? That is the problem with this. When an options which will move in a future, which will move, which is okay, but a straddle is designed to go down. This will keep going down, but your entry can trigger a lot of noise because you've given yourself so much confusion space. So if you're doing this, might as well look at it. Execution wise, but straddle, you will most likely see the T line going downwards only. But when you enter is when the drama begins. Yogesh, I think it's first morning. This is also calculated on the previous day's values. I think it develops in the morning as the first column reverses. Like when the first column for the day is formed, not an existing from the previous day. If this is existing previous day, if this is formed, for example, let's say this ended here, right? As soon as this forms, it will form from this day, where the day ended to day opening, it will form from there, and throughout the day it will remain constant. That will not change. Can we auto plot both CEP charts in one go for any strike? No, sir. I don't think that is there yet. T lines sync with each day during 4 or 5 days, probably momentum more. Yes, of course. Yes, yes. As long as the T line is going down, there is selling pressure. That's simple as it is. When it gets into a little consolidation mode, then you will see that becoming sideways, and then you will be able to do it. Sir, in straddle with TMA can help to ride move as swing players with deep pivots. Absolutely. Like if you are doing intraday straddle, deep pivots are good. If you are doing other methods of straddle, then you look at triple moving average. I think what AP's mentioned. Otherwise, you can do different things. I think Sumit follows that crossover. I forgot adaptive RSI crossover. There are different people carrying different things, right? And some people enter at column reversal, some people enter at a proper double bottom sell, and then they wait, and some people can take bigger losses, some people exit early. But that's part of execution. I'm not really going to get to that part now. But entry, exit, identifying trend, that is the biggest question. That's the most number of questions that were asked. And I also genuinely faced that problem sometimes, at least in the last 3, 4 months. My execution just kept going wrong, and I started wondering whether am I even really good at these kinds. So that is when I started adding one more layer to say, okay, fair enough. This is the rule. It has to go below S and it has to go below R for me to consider it. That is how I ended up with this. Okay. Any other questions? If not, can I move on to the fundamental analysis side?
Sure, sir. Most weighted,
Okay.
most weighted subject
Okay.
from your side.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you.